Hey folks, this is Travis at Set Up Our Homestead, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about this tent behind us. It's kind of our little review. We've had it for about 3 months now, and it's been standing the whole time through winter. So I thought I'd, take a little time to tell you what I think about it now that it's been standing through winter around here. I did a video on it when we first got it, just kind of why we got the tent and everything. And so I'll put a little link up in the corner of your screen for that you can go check that out also. But I'm going to jump behind the camera and I'll tell you what I think about this thing. All right. And that's my youngest son. We have 3 boys and 3 girls, and he's the youngest boy. This is a Guide Gear canvas wall tent from Sportsman's Guide. And I got to tighten up some of them things. They're kind of getting loose. You know, this isn't setting out in the tundra wilderness. We are in the Ozarks, and this is kind of setting in our backyard, although we do live quite a ways out in the woods. It's 10 foot by 12 foot, and it doesn't have the stove in it right now. I've taken that out. But it's a heavy canvas, and you can get these with the frame, the tent part of it, and then a floor when they're on sale, and they run sales from time to time for less than $600. If you look into canvas wall tents like this at other places, sometimes you could pay anywhere between $1,500 and $2,500 for a canvas wall tent. So this is probably one of the cheaper canvas wall tents on the market today that I'm aware of. And we just, we couldn't afford one of those high dollar ones. So is this thing just as good? I think it is. It's got some, pretty heavy duty stitching on it, tie downs and everything. And let me try to zoom in. Not everything is double stitched, but it does have, double layer on the corners and stuff like that. We haven't had tons of snow around here, but we have had some ice several times. But the biggest thing that we've had that this tent has had to stand up against is winds. We've had high winds. In fact, just the other day, we had 50 plus mile-an-hour winds, and we've had that kind of winds at least 3 or 4 times since this tent has been standing. So it has stood up against 50 to almost 60 mile-an-hour winds several times, and it has stayed exactly like it is, never blown down, never moved. I have gone over it pretty well in the last few days, and there's not a seam anywhere that is starting to come apart or that looks like it is, taken some damage. So I'm quite impressed with it. Can you open that up, buddy? I should have had this open. No, I think this, yeah, it's zipped all the way down. I should have opened it before we did this. I don't have the floor in it either, because I was going to take it down, and then I realized I never did another review on this thing. And I put it up mostly just because, well, I wanted to see how the thing stood up. And it's got these pretty heavy duty aluminum frame. Aluminum frame. It all snaps together pretty easily, and you can strap it down. You've got the door, a vent up here at the top. There's where your chimney goes through, and then you've got a window here in the back with a vent up at the top of that. And this thing is really comfy. The heavy canvas, if you've never been in a canvas wall tent before, it's pretty amazing when you go inside, because it doesn't feel like your typical tent. Doesn't feel like your typical tent that you might be used to, because the canvas, it's heavy, it keeps the wind down, it actually cuts the noise down and everything. You feel like you're indoors. So I think this is a great tent. I really love it, and especially the price, considering that this is half to a third of the cost of a lot of other canvas wall tents. I think this tent will last a long time, as long as you take care of it. So I would highly recommend it if you're in the market for a canvas wall tent. You have a big family, or maybe you're just into long-term camping, or you're looking for temporary housing. These things can do that. You can build a wooden floor to put this thing on and make it much more like a house. There's people, in fact, I know of a couple, they have a cabin now, but they live in Alaska about 15 miles south of the Arctic Circle. And the first winter, maybe 2 winters, but I know the first winter they spent in a canvas wall tent, pretty much just like this, in Alaska. So it's possible to live like that. They now have a cabin and everything that they've built. But I really like the tent. We have a large family, and so having a tent big enough for us to all stay in and be comfortable is great. And I know you're saying, well, you know, I can go to Walmart and I can buy, you know, a big cabin tent for my family for $100. Yes, you can. Maybe even less. I haven't priced them in a while. But those thin nylon tents, they don't last that long. They get a little tear in them and they're just done. An ember from a campfire hits it and they'll melt a big old hole in it and they're done. These types of tents, if something does happen, they are repairable, and they last a long time. They're heavier. They're a little bit more bulky when you take them down, you know, in packing them up, although not as bad as you think. But as far as like putting them up, I think that personally that I can have this thing up about as fast as you could one of those modern style nylon tents, dome tent, cabin tent type thing. It's not that hard to put up. One person could do it, 2 people can do it quite quickly. I think it could be a good option for bug out tents. You know, definitely not something that you're wanting to keep moving, but if you need to go to a bug out location, if you have a bug out location and you don't have any kind of structure on it, but that's a place that you might have to go in an emergency to stay, and you need a shelter that you or your family need to live in for a while, you could live in something like this for quite a while, especially if you put it on a floor, build like a deck floor to put it on. You can stay pretty comfortable in it. So anyways, this is my quick review on this tent, and I enjoy it. And I think for the price, it's excellent, excellent quality. You know, it's one of those things, are the ones that are twice as expensive or 3 times as expensive better? Probably, but are they twice as good or 3 times as good? I don't know. I don't know. I've been in them before. I've seen those kinds of tents, and now maybe they are better, but I don't know if they're twice as good or 3 times as good. So for the price, if you're in the market for something like this, I think it's a great option. And this is from Sportsman's Guide. I'm not getting anything to say this. We've had to pay for it just like you did. I'm not getting any benefits for saying it. It's just my own personal review. So anyways, that's the review on the Sportsman's Guide canvas wall tent, the guide gear tent. This is the 10 by 12. I think they make a bigger one and a smaller one. So there you go. All right, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.